When people say female directors aren't getting enough attention, they are really saying that, and it's the truth, guys. I mean, we have great male directors, of course, but we just got Greta Gerwig, who just did Lady Bird. That's a great example. Of course, last year with Wonder Woman, but this is a great proving point. Women can do just as much as men because a woman directed this movie, and this is one of the funniest comedies I have seen in a while. Blockers. This movie stars John Cena, Leslie Mann, and that guy from Neighbors. He has like a weird name. It's like Blashashoffish or something like that. Either way, these three parents, they grew up together. I mean, not grew up together. Their kids grew up together, and they became friends. Time went by, they split apart, and they come together for this prom night as their three daughters all go off to prom with these guys, and they create a sex pact, and then they find out, and so the three parents are going to be some cock blockers and go stop their kids from having sex. And that's the basic storyline. And my gosh, guys, I can't tell you enough how much I really like this movie. Like, I mean, this is a solid movie. Yes, it is very dirty in some scenes. Yes, of course. But I laughed the entire movie. There were some parts where I was like, joke didn't land. But there are some parts where the joke land, and I am just like dying of laughter. Blockers is one of the best comedies I've seen since probably This Is the End, Neighbors. I mean, this was a hilarious movie, guys. Like, I laughed the entire way. And the one thing I did not expect at all, the heart and the story and the acting and the actual emotion that you get, it's there. I mean, my mom hasn't watched this yet, but when they watch it, I mean, they're gonna like, parents out there, they're gonna like they're like, my child's gonna do this one day. Like, that's scary to think of. And this movie plugs at it, it pokes at it. It's got great writing, and the emotion is really there. You have John Cena, who's a very overprotective dad, who likes sports and all this kind of stuff, and he wants his daughter to not have sex. You got Leslie Mann, who wants her daughter to not have sex and doesn't want her to move away because that's all she has, and then she's gonna move away to some UCLA kind of college. And then you got the guy from Neighbors who's been divorced with his wife, and he just comes back out of nowhere and is like, I want to make this prom night the best night ever. And that's why his dynamic is so hilarious. These three parents are great. They all have their moments of shining. Leslie Mann's the main one, you could say. She has the most emotion, and she was great. She was hilarious at times. She was very emotional. I thought Leslie Mann was a great lead for this movie. John Cena, man, he is starting to become like The Rock. He is starting to nail this comedy. He has some of the most hilarious scenes in a movie I've seen in a long time. This whole movie, he is just hilarious. Everything he does is just funny. And the guy from Neighbors actually has a really good emotional acting scene in this movie. There's one scene where he's very emotional. I'm like, he's got his comedy wit to him, but he has good emotion. It was a really good acting scene from him. And I really liked how his dynamic was, I don't want these two parents to ruin my daughter's prom night. I want her to go have the best night of her life. And it is hilarious what he tries to make them do. It's hilarious when he actually gets part of it. It's like, I want to stop them too. These three dynamic was seriously one of the best chemistry trio we've seen in a while. They are great in this movie. And what's surprising is the three girls. All three of them felt like best friends. It felt real best friends. The main one, Leslie Mann's daughter, she was actually in the 3 Billboards. She was in that small little part. She was really good in this. Like, she was really good. She was really funny. The Indian girl was very funny. And her boyfriend, the boyfriends are even hilarious. All three boyfriends all having each little comedy bit for them. Like the chef who dates the Indian one, John Cena's daughter, he steals every scene he is in, and they were great. The nerdy date who dates the guy from Neighbors' daughter, he was great. He had some funny scenes again. And the girl, the Neighbors guy, his daughter in this movie, she has a really good storyline that I really liked, and it was a really good, touching little story what they did with her. Did not expect that at all. Overall, the emotion is there, and yes, this movie is hilarious, and there are some dirty parts. There are some dirty parts. All I'm gonna say is the dark house scene had me dying. I was laughing super hard, and the trailers actually didn't show the best parts. They showed There was like, of course, the butt chucking scene. That scene I wish they would have saved for the movie. But besides that, this movie has some of the most hilarious scenes I've seen in a long time. And little shout out to the limo driver. He's from something, but he had me dying in one scene as well. Overall, this movie is hilarious. It's got great emotion and a female director to direct this movie, and I gotta give a huge shout to that because that is just great. She wrote one of the best movies of the year. She was awesome as a director. The directing was awesome. The movie is hilarious. My only cons is it's 10 minutes too long, and there's some jokes in the very beginning where it didn't land. Like, I kind of thought they completely wasted Hannibal, the comedian guy. He was in the movie, but he just completely wasted. But everything else, this movie's hilarious. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year right now. I really, really liked it. I recommend it. It's a very good movie. It is dirty, though, in some scenes. I'm going to give it a very high A-. I thought Blockers was hilarious. Go and see it. It's got the best emotion to a comedy I've seen in a while. Please go see it. It is so good. Anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this late review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.